Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So according to Eddie Hearn, the WBO have officially ordered Oleksandr Usyk versus Joyce for the interim WBO heavyweight title. So that basically clears the path for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury to be fought undisputed. And Eddie Hearn also confirmed that the Joyce versus Usyk situation is likely heading to purse bids. So yeah, me personally, I think this is good news all round. Obviously, in an ideal world, I want Joshua versus Fury to be fought undisputed. It just puts that cherry on top of a cake. And quite frankly, as a boxing fan, I'm happy with this resolution. Not only do we get Joshua versus Fury likely for undisputed, but we also get another great fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Joyce. I think that's a mouth-watering fight. One of the best fights you can make in the heavyweight division. Stylistically, I think that fight is very intriguing. Both guys have history, of course. They fought in the World Series of Boxing way back when. But since then, of course, both guys are completely different fighters and are much better. So this time around, in a 12-round format, I think Joyce versus Oleksandr Usyk is exceptionally hard to call. I would favour Usyk, but I think it's a very dangerous fight for him, and a dangerous fight for Joyce as well. I think it's a very risky fight for both guys, and if it happens, I think both guys should be commended for taking it, quite honestly. And, you know, the winner of this fight obviously puts themselves in a real good position within the division. You know, whether that be in line to fight the winner of Joshua versus Fury, or even to be elevated to full champion, because if we have an interim champion before Undisputed takes place, and that WBO belt becomes vacant, usually what happens, the interim champion will get elevated to full champion, so potentially in the future, the winner of this potential fight will actually get elevated to full champion should that belt become vacant after Undisputed. So yeah, the winner of this fight puts themselves in a real good position, and theoretically after that business is done between Joshua and Fury, the winner of Joyce and Usyk will be in front of a queue to fight the winner or whoever comes out best in that scenario. So yeah, I'm satisfied with this ruling by the WBO because ultimately as a boxing fan, I think Joshua Fury being undisputed adds a little more spice. And on top of that, I have another great fight potentially between Oleksandr Usyk and Joyce. And it appears that fight is genuinely going to happen because Joyce mentioned this a couple of weeks ago when he actually revealed both parties were in negotiations. And Joyce doesn't strike me as the type of guy to talk for talking's sake. So there's a very good chance that this fight could happen in my opinion. And if it does, I have to admit, I'm really not sure which way to lean to. I'll probably be leaning towards Oleksandr Usyk in all honesty, but not confidently. You know, Joyce is a big dude, man, and he's quite versatile as well. He can obviously apply pressure, which is what he was doing throughout his amateur career and some of his pro fights where he would use that size and strength and punch volume to really wear down his opponents and drown them. Or alternatively, he can use that jab, he can keep range, he can do different things in there. So Joyce is a very difficult task for Oleksandr Usyk. But you know, Oleksandr Usyk is very difficult for Joyce. Tremendous foot movement, hand speed, the angles that Oleksandr Usyk creates are amazing. Defensively, Usyk is one of the best in the heavyweight division. You know, he's just an all-round great fighter. So both guys are going to be extremely difficult for the other. It's going to be a very competitive fight. That's one thing I'm certain of, that this fight will be very competitive no matter who wins this one. And yeah, I like this news. I really want to see this fight happen. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. You know, like late April, early May type of area. That would be great if they could pull that off. And yeah, this one is a real intriguing heavyweight fight. Out of interest for you guys, if this fight were to take place, who would you favour in this one? Would you favour Oleksandr Usyk or would you favour Joyce? It'd be interesting. It'd be very interesting to see. But yeah, share your thoughts below. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick video. Peace.